Hi, my name is Mark, and as you can see, we're again in the series where I compose a song and show you guys my process. If you've seen the last episode, you saw that we ended in an interesting situation, because for some reason in that episode I was feeling particularly uninspired, and I didn't really feel like one of the parts I was doing was making much sense, so I decided to stop that episode there and show you guys the truth about this sort of thing of composing life, I guess. Which is that because this is a creative job, depending on how much stuff you've got going on, it's not always easy to be always creative, right? And I didn't really want to lie to you guys and say, oh no, everything works perfect and alright all the time. I decided to show you guys the truth, which is, it doesn't. But because the whole week has passed and I haven't really touched the song, but I occasionally thought about it, I think that maybe today we can get some interesting ideas. For those who don't really remember the song, or this is your first video, I'll play the whole thing, but till now we've made an intro, a sort of main riff / bridge thingy. We've done this like first baby chorus, and then we did the first verse, bridge between verse and chorus, bridge between the chorus and the second verse, and now we're supposed to do the second verse. It all may sound a little bit confusing, but again, go watch the other episodes because I think I've explained it there properly enough. So yeah, in this episode I expect me to do the second verse, or at least get something going on. But for now, let's play the whole song. Okay, so that's what we're working with. And like I mentioned before, I'm thinking of doing the second verse, and unlike what I said in the last episode where I said that maybe we should just go into a completely different part, I think that maybe we should take the memento of this part and mix it with that offbeat thingy that we do in the chorus and in other parts. Maybe that can be interesting, we'll figure it out. But before we do, I just want to say, please subscribe to my channel. As you're probably aware, YouTube acts a little bit weird. Even if you subscribe to the channel, those channel's videos may really not show up in your subscription box. And even if you ring the little notification bell thingy below, you still really will not be notified of that channel's content. So if you want to stay tuned to my videos, not only do I suggest subscribing and turning on all the notifications, but also follow me on social media. Not only do I post some exclusive stuff there, like improvised solos and jamming for backing tracks, and generally wherever I'm up to at the moment, but I always post about my videos. Links for usual suspects will be below, but in general at Martin Guitar. And since you're down there, please consider leaving a like and share this video on social media. I'd highly appreciate it. But getting back to the video itself, like I mentioned before, I was thinking of maybe keeping the momentum of this part. I was thinking of doing something like I know that was perfectly sung and I should just record that and not even bothering tapping it out or something like it. But not only do I think I should maybe do something like that, but maybe see if I can fit in the melody from the last verse. Something like this I think sounds cool. Especially coming from that part. I'm sort of picturing it as us being in that sort of frigid dominant major 7. It's starting to sound like something I would appreciate. Let's just see where we can get it to next. I think we should maybe add some variations here and there, not just repeat it completely. Okay, now I think I have something I'm okay with, and I'm just going to repeat it, but add an extra variation like some descending part.
Later.
Okay, so now I have something I'm comfortable with, coming from this last part here. In a way, it kind of reminds me of the Mortal Kombat theme, but let's not worry too much about that right now. So now I think we should maybe get that melody from the verse and try to fit it in with that little part right there. I think it might add some interesting stuff. And of course we have a slight little problem, which is just, we can try, but I don't really think it will sound good to just paste in this melody thingy because it's in a different time signature. But we can see how we can arrange that because the other part is in 4/4 and I think it sounds good in 4/4 because it gives you that momentum. And the melody from the verse is in this sort of C minor thing, which if we think about it as the C Hungarian minor thing, this frigid dominant major 7 is just a mode of that scale. It's the 5th mode actually. So it can work. Let's listen to it just right now.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, so I finally got something that I'm pretty okay with. I'm actually liking how this is going. Initially, I wasn't really sure how I should approach the melody, if I should maybe rearrange it so that it fits the 5th mode of C Hungarian minor and not the 1st. Then I thought, okay, let me just paste the melody in and see where my ears tell it to go. Because as I said in the last episode, just because something works theoretically, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will sound good to your ears. Maybe if I had transposed the melody to that other mode, maybe you would think that it sounds a whole lot better, but at least for me, I think this one sounds better, and that's the one I was audiating when I was doing this, so I think it sounds cool. Let me put you from maybe the last part of the chorus so that you can see how everything fits in. I think that it definitely sounds a little bit boss battle-ish, but I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I think it works alright. I'm not really sure how it works in the context of the whole song. Maybe I should check it out. But at least for now, I think it sounds cool. Again, it sounds different than what we already had before. It definitely sounds a whole lot different than the intro, and it definitely sounds a whole lot different than everything we've had before, pretty much. Even though the melody is pretty similar to the one in the verse, just arranged a little bit differently so that it fits in within the time signature, but I don't think it sounds bad. And again, you guys don't really have a reference point because I haven't really released many songs on this channel, but because it definitely feels a little bit different from what I usually make, it sounds interesting and that I will keep it. Again, maybe you guys will think that it doesn't really feel connected or anything, but maybe it's because I made it, but I think it sounds interesting. And you may think that this last part right here with these two half notes may sound a little bit odd, but now my idea is to do basically everything again, but modulate it to an interesting key, and then do, I don't know, maybe a solo part, who knows? Again, don't really ask me why, but I think it would be cool to modulate from this sort of C minor, G phrygian sort of a thing, to maybe this like A flat minor sort of a thing. Let's see what happens if we just modulate the rhythm part like a half tone up.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so I got another bass part. Again, let's go from the final part of the melody. Again, I tried to modulate from that G phrygian-ish to maybe like an A flat minor sort of a thing. In my head, it's not really modulation that's super odd, because if you're around C harmonic minor or C Hungarian minor like we were before, even though your sixth mode is a major mode because it has a major third, because it has that sharp 2 or that sharp 9, it can almost be like a minor scale. It really isn't. It's a major scale with a sharp 9, but it can almost work. Again, let's go from this last part of the melody. And now again, we need to do the melody part, and the best way I think for us to do it is to copy what we did before and see where we can get to. Let's just take the melody from that like C minor thing to like an A flat minor thing. And that actually works alright.
15 minutes later.
Okay, so now I think the second verse is finished, and I think we're ready for the next part, which will be on the next episode, not on today's episode. I've been recording for like forever. Again, there isn't much explaining to do theoretically. On the bass part, I'm just following the notes on the scale that I think sound good. And on the melody part, I'm pretty much following, again, the scale and trying to hit the chord tones. And in some situations, because we have this offbeat rhythm, I think it's interesting that the melody doesn't always follow that rhythm. Even though it's a cool rhythm, if it followed the rhythm like all the time, it would just sound boring. So let me play the full verse, again, from the last part of the last chorus. I don't think that this part should be doubled. But yeah, I think it sounds cool. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Did you enjoy the video? Did you not? Was there something I missed? Something I should have said? Again, if there's anything you guys would want me to explain, just leave it in the comment section below, or something that you think maybe I should add, or something like it. I'll either respond to it in the comments, or I'll talk about it in a future video. And as I always say in these sorts of videos, if you guys would actually like to take any riff of the song, or any melody, or even the whole song, and try to do it yourself and see where you end up with, please do it and post it on Instagram or YouTube, because I'd really like to see and share what you guys can come up with. But yeah, I guess that's it. Again, thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on all the notifications, follow me on social media, and if you can, share this video on social media, I'd highly appreciate it. It would be really cool if you guys could check out some of my other videos. Again, not only the other episodes of this series, and some other composing and songwriting videos with tips and tricks and lessons and how to play chords and music theory and stuff like that. But I also do guitar lessons, lick transcriptions, and I also have a series called Guitars This Week where I talk about things in the guitar/music industry that I either think are interesting, funny, or discussion worthy. Again, all of those playlists will be in the card section right there. You can check it out anytime you'd like to, but I'd really appreciate if you could check out my back catalog. And also, if you have any suggestions for videos, I have this dedicated series called The 8, You Ask I Teach. I know, pretty boring, generic, and self-explanatory title, but as you can probably guess, and as the name implies, in that series I pretty much teach anything you guys have in the comment section below. Well, at least guitar and or music related, of course, so if there's something you'd like me to talk about, just leave it in the comment section below with the hashtag 8, and I won't bore you much more because I've been probably rambling till now. So yeah, cheers!